Alright boys and girls, it's President's Day today, and what better way to celebrate than by installing some parts on the Subi. So what we're installing today is the Perrin steering dampener. I think that's what it's called. It actually says on the box over here. So I actually opened it up before. So it's the Perrin steering dampener lockdown for the 2008 Plus WRX, right? And from what I read, this should fit the Forester. Alright, so let's take out the stuff over here, the components. So these are our instructions that we had before. We'll put that down over there for now. Alright, so here are our components. It comes with some stickers, a warning label that says that this car is modified, all that stuff. You guys can pause the video if you want to see that. And these are our components. Alright, so if you can see that, so we have one of the brackets right over here. There it is. One of the brackets here, and the other one right over there. And it comes with a couple of bolts and some Loctite, some thread lockers. So we're gonna see exactly what we're working with first as far as where our steering rack is located. So I located it here before. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, let me grab a flashlight over here. Yeah, that's about it. You can see it there a little bit. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so that's it right over there. This component right here. I'll put an arrow on the screen right there. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get to. Can't really get to it from underneath the car. So it's going to be a hell of a challenge. So I'm going to see if I can do it. If I can't, then no, we're going to do it. We're going to give it a try. Let's see how far we go. Alright, so first things first, got to read the instructions. So this is basically the picture of the universal joint that's in the car, and we need to unscrew this bolt and this bolt down over here to loosen it up a bit. So we're not taking it out fully, we're loosening it up, and we're going to slide in the adapter brackets, one over here, using the supplied long bolt that they have. I think it's called the, where is it? The M6X70, right? So that's going to be used just to tighten it down. Then it comes with a supplied Allen key. Alright, so once we get it all nice and snug, it says that you have to remove that bolt and then install the M660 bolts. It's a little bit shorter. And I believe that these bolts right over here I told you guys about, they use a 12mm socket. That's what I got to use over there, and that's it. And then it has like the limited warranty for the Perrin part and things like that. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, it's another day and I'm with my main girl, Brittany, over here, and we're going to try and do this install. We have all the parts set up here. So I finally put this creeper together. This has been sitting in my house for like, I don't know, 3 months. I assembled it today. Got the regular old basic scissor jack that comes with the car, and all the parts here. And I got this light so that when we're underneath the car, it's really dark to see the steering adapter. So this is going to help us kind of illuminate that area. So let's get started. Alright, so before we get started with the install, we just gotta do a quick before and after. So before, I'm gonna play with the steering wheel a little bit, and I'll show you guys the slop that's in the stock wheel dampener, or with the absence of the wheel dampener in the Forester. So I'm gonna move it around a little bit. You guys are gonna take a look at the wheel, see how much it moves. It probably shouldn't move at all. And then afterwards, after we install it, you should see a little bit of a pivot when I do move the wheel around. Alright, so you guys might be wondering why I'm taking the tire off. So I saw a bunch of different videos online. Most of them were from WRXs that they were putting this kit on. And everybody that did the installation of this dampener kit, it was really hard for them to get access to the steering rack. So when I was taking a look at it the other day, it seemed a lot easier to just take off the tire, because the steering rack is way down here. It's near the wheel well. So if I can take off the tire, I get better access to it from the top. The top bolt is closer to the engine bay, so I can do one bolt, or I can unscrew one bolt from the top and one bolt from down here. And from here you can actually clearly see it, which you guys are going to see in the next couple shots. Alright, so this is our steering rack or steering column, whatever you want to call it. This is the bolt that we have to unscrew, so we're not going to take it out completely. We just have to undo it a little bit. According to Perrin, it says that we have to undo it 2 full turns. So I have a 12mm socket right over here, and I'm just going to loosen this a little bit. Then we have to go to the top of the car and work through the hood to unscrew the other bolt. Alright guys, so now we're in the engine bay. It's like pretty hard to see. I have the light shining on it, but that's the steering arm right there. So that piece over there, hold on, let's see if I can point to it. Right there. Alright, and the bolt we need to get to, I wish this thing would focus, is right on top of it. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. I'm going to put an arrow right there. Alright, so we're going to use our extender over here on the ratchet. See if we can get to it. Again, same thing, 2 full turns. This is a pain in the ass right now, but we have one of these sides over here. I'm just trying to hold the nail in, or the screw, so it doesn't slide out. So now I got to try and get the other side in, but it's a real tight squeeze. I have this bracket, the one bracket on the other end that I'm holding on to right now. I just have to get this on the other side. So you guys see what I'm talking about? So there's the bolt sticking out on the right side over there. Those are the 2 brackets. So now I just got to take this applied Allen key. I'm going to roll in a little bit closer. I'm going to do it this way actually. So maybe this way I can... Yeah, so I'm rotating it clockwise, tighten it up. Actually, I just want you guys to see this real quick, just see where my hand is. I'm right between the suspension parts over here. I can barely fit, and we're just wrapping around right over here. So if I could extend my arm a little bit more, it would be perfect, but not in this case. Holy moly, so I finally got it to sit flush. It took the use of power tools to get it strapped down nice and tight. So if you guys can see there on both left and right sides, it's finally sitting flush. You can see the bolt sticking out just a little bit on the right side, and I had to use a power drill in order to get it there. The Allen kit that they supplied is, you know, thoughtful, but honestly it didn't help. And another video that I saw, actually really important, the 2 bolts that we talked about before, this one over here and the one that's located in the engine bay, it says to turn those 2 full turns, let me turn this around, basically 2 full turns in order for it to make it easier, according to Perrin, make it easier to get the dampener on. One of the videos I saw, the guy was talking about how he had called Perrin, and Perrin told him this exactly, told him that if you pretty much undo those 2 bolts 2 turns according to the directions, then it's going to make it easier to put the dampener on. But I tried everything, it was not tightening down all the way. So what I did was I went back, I took out the long bolt, retightened both screws, the 2 screws that it said to undo, and then I reapplied the long screw and the short screw just to make sure, with the use of the drill, the power tools right over here. And honestly, that's what did it. That's what helped it stay seated. So if you guys are going to do this, let me just show you one more time. If you guys are going to do this, then you don't need to tighten down that bolt and the one that's in the engine bay that I showed you guys before. Because right now, it looks perfect. So I was reviewing those last couple of clips when you guys see the side-by-side comparison of the before and after footage, and there isn't a big difference when you're doing these little small corrections to the steering wheel, but when I notice it mostly is when making bigger corrections on like bigger turns. So bigger turns and going at higher speeds. So I noticed it really when I was going around like 40, 50, sometimes 60 miles an hour on certain curvy roads on the highway, or curvier highways, and that's when I really noticed the difference. So overall, would I say it's worth it? Honestly, I do think the mod is worth it. It's cheap. It was only around $65, $70. Perrin makes one, and Torque Solutions also makes one as well with a similar design. So you guys can pick these up on either one of their websites. I'll have the link below. I'll have the link below to where you guys can pick up the Perrin steering wheel adapter for yourselves. Give it a try. You know, if you guys do the install, let me know how it goes. And honestly, I do think it's worth it. So let me know what you guys think about this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.